Tansan which na kigwan wagu maganta kanax na monit sigas in your favorite and TV gotta say we mix a gachigian. I'm just basically saying, hi friends and family, I'm gonna be doing some beading here. Yes, I do lives maybe 3 out of 5 days a week. It's they may or may not be PG-13, but we cover a lot of subjects on there, from like literally from me getting, I guess, the 5G shots, my vaccinations, to dates gone wrong, to what I want to see in a person. We talk about a lot of stuff, but yeah, my name is Joseph Roan. I'm from Pigeon Lake, Alberta. I am Plains Cree, and I'll say this isn't my first rodeo when I Google Meet, even though I've never really used Zoom. So bear with me if I'm, literally stumbling in the dark here, because I'm not that experienced with Zoom meetings, but I'll do my best. And yeah. So, I'm gonna start talking at you guys now. I'm sorry, but I have a few things I did want to like have an itinerary as to what we were going to do here today, but I don't really know what we're going to talk about, but I did bring a few pieces with me. So I am going to choose between these two here, which are going to be earrings. These are, I guess I'll say it's an incarnation of an old design. Everybody has strawberries, are also known as Otemna and Wadala Cree. Or I'm going to go over here and do this other one, but I think I don't really want to go get my stones, so I'm going to stick with this one. Love that from me. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to like unmute and ask, and I will try not, I'll do my best to answer as fabulously and congenial as I can. So I got my bag over here. I'm not the very neatest person when beading, but that's the beauty of it. We create beauty from chaos. And I did try to organize my beads. I like to work off the hanks, but literally if you go on my Facebook page and you watch me bead, it's literally me beading out of like a pit of chaos. 10 out of 10 would not recommend for people with anxiety, but yeah, that's what we do. And Valide, give us some narration.
Okay. We may connect this to Facebook Live. Is that okay with you?
Oh yes, love that for me. I'll share it to my channel. I have my tablet.
Okay.
I usually have music playing in the background, but I don't want to do that because people may or may not jump on. Last time I allowed people like to come like interact via Facebook Live. It may or may not have gotten messy. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting I'm not using my phone. I'm trying to touch the screen
here. So I do want to remind people this is kind of for entertainment purposes. There's nothing really. It's just, yeah.
Okay, I'll share this.
I'm not sure how we can go live, or if Ron or Adam can make us live, because they have the control here. I don't know if Adam's there, but I'm not sure
there is a way to integrate it, but at this point, it's probably not possible.
That makes sense, yeah.
But there is the option in Zoom had we set that up ahead of time.
That's okay. I just posted it on our Facebook page anyways.
But yeah, feel free to chime in.
I was watching some of your other videos on Facebook after Val mentioned who you were, and
yes,
they were awesome. You're awesome.
Well, I do my best. I try not to create narration on my channels. I don't know. I just go live, and I feel like it's motivational in this country, in this economy, in this political climate. You know, we got to keep ourselves entertained one way or another. And I feel like going Facebook Live helped me a lot stay motivated with my orders that I may or may not have taken off camera. But yeah, love that for me. Anything to help the day go by, especially now. Okay, so I'm gonna be going in with some dark, silver-lined Viridian green, and I work with size 10s because I'm lazy. And these are seed beads. I'm not sure if they'll pop up on camera, but usually my Facebook videos do tend to capture the true likeness of what I'm doing. And I work with 2 needles. I do 2 needle flat stitch. And yeah. Also, I'm not in my regular setting right now, so you may or may not be seeing what I'm doing with my hands, but I will do my best to, I guess, be inclusive as I can on here.
Joseph, did you start like you've been beading for a while now, right?
Too long.
Yeah,
I
okay. I
checked
figured
the
so.
other day. I literally had an epiphany because people keep asking me when I started beading, and it's been so long. Like literally, I started beading like since it was so long ago. I don't even know how old I was. But according to Facebook, I'm a professional beader at the Professional Powwow Association since 2007. So I don't know how old I would have been in that year.
So during our whole conference, we've been talking about COVID-19 and like some of the challenges or difficulties we've had during this time. And like, have you had any like strange or funny challenges during
Well,
this time?
there's a whole spectrum that goes into, I guess, the dystopian society that people may or may not be finding themselves in. But I think, I don't know, for me personally, I feel like a lot of people forgot how to act or interact with other people, like without masks on. Like for me personally, I feel like I'm hard on hearing. I don't know why, but you know, when people are talking through a mask, you're used to like having that interaction where you can read lips, but it's very hard for me. And I'm literally standing there like an old lady, like yelling at people because I don't know what they're saying. But aside from forgetting how to be a basic human being, I just feel like, I don't know, just having some reluctance to going outdoors. Like I'll say I don't claim to be a fitness queen, but like especially just going outside in general, just getting scared that somebody will breathe on you. But like I think that's about it. There's a lot of stuff that happens that may or may not have to do with people forgetting how to be human beings, because I don't know, I just feel like in this we just forgot how to act, I guess. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Yeah. Also, I'm tacking down 2x2. I like to do 2x2, especially when I'm working on the outlines. And pro tip for beading, try keep a long thumbnail because it helps keep your beads in place as you're tacking them down. So for outlines, especially on flowers, and when I'm creating structure on my beadwork, I like to do 2x2 or 1x1, depending on the, I guess, delicacy of certain curves and waves I put into my beadwork. And also it helps keep structure, especially when you're filling things out, so nothing really shifts or moves. If anyone is here specifically for beading. That tastes like sweetener. I don't like that.
So I have a story I could share about, well, it's not really my story, but it's kind of a funny story. So but my sister got COVID, and so she was telling me about her experience, and she lost her sense of taste. And I guess she was still trying to cook for her son, and like her son was like, everything she cooked, he like, it's gross, mom. I thought that was really funny. Like he would like spit out everything she cooked. Like how does that happen?
Yeah, who the heck? I think a lot of people in my family like got it. I've been clean so far, praise his name under his eye. Yeah, I haven't got it yet. But I don't know how I'd survive if I lost my taste. I like food. I'll say obviously she's got a triple chin going on, but that's my prerogative. And I'll say burgers are my drug.
Yeah, I got it, but I didn't lose my smell. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's good.
I guess it really hit people in different ways too.
hmm So besides beading, what do you do?
I know people ask me that on live, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you guys where I work because you guys will tell HR what I talk about on here. But I work at a tribal school. I'll tell you the division. I work under MESC, which is the First Nation run school district in Alberta. So that's very exciting stuff. We have our own curriculum, but it's very fabulous. And I work as an EA for MESC.
Cool.
Well, when there was school, we're currently closed down, and I may or may not be enjoying this time off more than I should be, but yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Joseph. I'm Francesca. Nice
Hi,
to
Francesca.
That is our Francesca.
Are you guys okay, so I'll say, am I a university presenter? This is that's what I was like literally saying the other day. Well, my conferences in general, when I very first started working under MESC, they would take us, remember conferences, windows were a thing, and we'd like literally go out and they'd pay for our rooms overnight and stuff. Anyways, I went, and like the facilitators, it was such a fabulous job, and I always thought, I feel like I'd be a good facilitator, but like I don't know about this because I feel like there's not as much interaction, and I thrive off of I'm a very social person, and I'd probably like lose my mind if I only had myself to talk to, which is basically like, it is ironic because that's basically what I do on my lives anyways. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy because most of the times I am on live, I'm like, I may or may not be at a level 10 and the window's like wide open, and our alley like carries noise. So I'm surprised nobody called the cops on me yet. And you guys are all Manitoba nativians? No,
Manitoban.
Okay, I
Well,
knew that.
some of us are. I'm not certain that all of us are, though. All of us, well, minus Val, the three
I'll
of
say,
us.
declare your
three of us
factions right now.
Yeah.
I did. I said, I spent, I think, I lived in Norway House for about a month last year. And it was a very illuminating and very humbling experience. I have adopted family from there, and like literally, I don't know. I'll say I've taken water for granted for far too long. Like literally, they'd have to get water brought in on trucks every few days, and I like to like literally take a 2-hour shower, and I don't know if I could.
Oh my God, that'll never work up there.
No.
No.
I was there for work a few years ago, and they also had the fair happening at the same time, and then the ferry, like, because you need to use the ferry to get there, right? And so the fair, I guess there was a part on the ferry that was really old, and then the trucks that were like holding the like all the stuff for the fair broke it, and we were like already there. And so then the ferry broke down and we got stuck, and the grocery store was running out of food and everyone was going to Salisbury House. It was so funny.
Oh
It
my God.
was a fun time.
To
And the
segue
fair was still open.
on the subjects of ferry boat wreckages, same thing happened to us. This was a few years ago though. Like I said, we have adopted family there. I think I was about 13 or 14. And during this time, my grandparents who raised me were like really old, and I don't know what prompted our family to not take away their driver's licenses. Anyways, they drive me everywhere. And we ended up finding our way into Norway House, and my grandma may or may not have almost rolled us in the dead of winter, but we survived. Praise his name. He wanted me to be here on this day. But when we did get there, the ferry, I think it got stuck on like layers and layers of ice, and we got trapped there for a week. And there was like literally they were running out of gas. It was a madhouse. It was like apocalypse, but I love that. Like I said, it's a very illuminating and humbling experience staying there.
It's a beautiful place though also.
It is. Love the bush.
beautiful.
And I went to the zoo, also known as their dump. I saw some
Dumps are great. Love
They are.
dumps.
Yeah,
The dump in Yellowknife is full of ravens. What about the one up at Norway House?
just bears, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't really have those in Alberta. We have like wild llamas. Just kidding. No, but, on the subject of llamas and or wild animals, in our area, we don't really have any animals. Like for a seldom bear will come maybe like once every 3 years, but it's very like, it is a natural phenomenon because I don't know, I guess nobody likes Alberta. Animals included. Anyways, as a child growing up, when I was in high school, we had a llama, and it was like, I don't know, I think it was a feral llama. It was like possessed or something out of The Conjuring, but that llama, I don't know, it had a deep and underlying hate for the human species. Anyways, walking home from the bus, as you know, growing up on the reserve, the bus would never drive you all the way to your house, so you'd have to walk. That also was a humbling experience. But the bus would drop us off at the road, and walking up to our house, I'd have to like encounter the llama every day. And yeah, I had to fight for my life, as Sophia said from The Color Purple. That was like a literal vibe, and I feel like it has taught me to be resilient in these tough times. So if you want your kids to be resilient children, just get a llama, a feral llama.
It was just probably mad because someone introduced it to winters in Canada.
We got snow here the other day. Did you guys get snow yet?
No.
Where are you?
That's
I'm in
right.
Alberta. I'm
Okay.
like just a little bit south of Edmonton.
Okay, that's bad news, Emily, because their weather usually comes here.
I know. Yeah, well, Evan and Val are usually a day ahead of us on weather when we're on meetings and stuff. Evan's usually like, oh yeah, it's like snowing like crazy here. And then the next day we get hit. And I'm like, you guys are our weather forecasters.
I have family in the pod too in Manitoba. I think they got snow this morning as well. So
Oh,
love
wow.
that for you guys.
We had a little tiny bit here. Like it just missed us. I'm in Saskatchewan, in like central Saskatchewan.
Okay, love that. Saskatchewan baddies. My family actually comes from Sweetgrass. Yes, I'm a Sweetgrass baddie. I identify as a Sweetgrass baddie. But yeah. I have progressed.
Hi, Riel.
Hi, Rio.
Joseph, can you do me a favor? I'm with my daughter right now. Can you show her what you're doing?
Oh, I'm turning this into this. I'm just tacking down like 2 by 2. I'm sorry, I have really awful posture. Years of beating have done my back, and also sitting in the back of the bus, 10 out of 10, would not recommend. But all I'm really doing, I can't really show you that in detail. I do have a few videos on my Facebook page, not necessarily doing flat stitch, but I do have a few tutorials on lazy stitch with one needle and zipper stitch, which is how I edge like earrings. Also, just wait. I'm gonna find an example of that. I have one here somewhere. So I keep all of my beadwork in my Frozen 2 ColourPop makeup box. I don't know why, it's just a vibe. But just wait, I'm looking for lazy stitch.
So Joseph stitches.
Okay, so this is lazy stitch. As you can see here, there's like gaps in them. So this is all done with one needle. If you can see from the back, I stitch, I wouldn't know how to describe this, but there is a video on my channel. Lazy stitch you can do with one needle, and this is kind of an older stitch that a lot of, I guess, traditional Native American indigenous baddies would put on traditional regalia and or attire. But this is a better version. I did this one.
Oh.
You can,
You want one
this
of
one
those?
is much better.
Maybe Joseph sells them. Maybe we can buy one.
I very seldom have sales. I'm literally, I'll say I have put myself in debt taking orders from people, but I may or may not be having a sale. I guess I want to say in another month, but at this point I'm back order on a lot of stuff, and yeah, it is not a vibe. So any young aspiring beaters out there, don't take orders, don't copy designs, and don't rip people off. Which I learned the hard way, but I have progressed. I'm no longer the beater I was in 2017. I'll say I have, they haven't caught me yet, but we're in our vibe. Also, if anyone is interested, not even interested, I'm gonna take this time and this platform to sell you my, what is it called? Oh, my birthday's on Sunday. Mind you, I'm gonna be 25 years old. Super old. But I upload my video for the face mask, beaded face mask submission thing for the Manitowabi that Terry Beads is sponsoring on Sunday. I think it's gonna be a short 1-minute video, but I made this. So love that. Queen of Quarantine.
Wow.
I did do it to match my hat band I made for myself. I don't know if I have that up here right now. I think I left a lot of stuff at my other station downstairs. So I did post it.
Wow.
I studied those a lot last year.
We're learning about Indigenous peoples at my daughter's school right now.
Well, that
Love
was
that.
last year. Like a lot. It was nothing but Indigenous, bisons, how they lived, houses, history. Like it felt like that all the time. But we did math and sometimes that.
What area are you guys in? Like what curriculum would that be under?
We're Sadie is in the Franco-Manitoban School Division, and we're in Winnipeg.
Ooh, love that for Winnipeg. Shout out to Winnipeg for, I'll say, being inclusive of Native American culture. I remember going to high school and even like going to a school on tribal schools, I find we didn't really learn a lot about that. Like they take us out into the bush and show us how to like fillet a fish, but that was not my vibe. And but there wasn't really anything in the curriculum for that. It was all like, I guess, independently taught things by fabulous educators. And yeah, love that for Manitoba.
Where are you from, Joseph?
I am from Pigeon Lake, Alberta. I went to school at Mimiosagagan School, which is literally Pigeon Lake in Cree. But yeah, I live in Leduc, so I'm just a little bit south of Edmonton.
Oh, I love Edmonton.
Edmonton is a vibe, but not right now.
I don't think anywhere or anything is a vibe right now.
Yeah.
except this feed right here.
Yes. Well, we do our best in the current political climate. We're getting by. I feel like right now too, when somebody asked like, this is a new social norm, I feel that has come up in COVID-19 times. Like when somebody asks, how are you doing? You can't be doing too good and you can't be doing bad. You know what I mean? You got to find a fine line in the middle, or somebody will be like, how dare you thrive in this? You know what I mean? But there's the whole, yeah, we're reconstructing social norms in COVID-19, and love that for us.
We got an emergency alert on our phone tonight, telling us all to stay home.
Oh, and that's in Manitoba?
Yeah.
I
One of
wish
those
I do that
fancy, you know,
here.
emergency alerts. It's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Me too. It was brand new.
Kind of weird.
I wasn't even sure if that's what that was for, but Brian, not Pallister, sorry. Brian, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Brian Bowman was talking to the Prime Minister today about implementing military action for bringing in nurses, because our cases are like, I think we had 600 yesterday and another 570. We're actually sending people to Thunder Bay, Ontario right now because our hospitals are just packed.
I guess we should have laid off all those nurses a year or two ago.
Right,
Yeah, so
remember?
Brian
Oh,
Pallister is going to be joining us. We should have that discussion here with him.
Today I was Googling in my limited free time today. I was trying to figure out if there's a way that you can put a petition on, like, I don't know, if the people can call for an election, which it's not possible. Like if the citizens can call for an election, because you know how like a premier can like call for an early election, right? And so they'll do that if they're in favor, which is what Brian Pallister did the last election, I think. Or like the prime minister can call for a province to have an election, but that never really happens.
We can't impeach him?
No, I don't think
We
so.
don't have an
I don't
impeachment
think
rule?
you can impeach a premier. No. And I was like, what if someone started a petition to get like Justin Trudeau to look at trying to impeach him? I was like, that would be so funny. Anyways, I was looking that up today. It's not possible.
To segue back into military action, I had a few people like, because well, I guess it's kind of bad everywhere, but Alberta is like literally number one in North America of our number ratios. I don't know, people in Alberta, we don't know how to act. We don't vote right. Jokes, I'm just kidding. But literally, I think it was in December, that's when like we had our very first, I think that was second wave. I don't know. I lost track. But they were saying, like, I have some conspiracy theorists on my Facebook, and love that for me. Like, you need I guess a lot of outlooks and views on the world from other perspectives. So I like to keep those people close just to see kind of what's going on in that that clique, I guess, as you'd say. And apparently there was supposed to be like military coming into Alberta. I think it was like December 3rd or something like that, but they lied. Someone lied to her. But I feel like if they did do that in Alberta, maybe our numbers will go down. But yeah, people in Alberta, we don't know how to act. I was literally almost assaulted the other day because I honked at somebody. And like, you know, when you're driving and like I was in my lane. Okay, I was within my rights. So I was like on the right side of the road, and he was turning like, I guess, how would you say this? It was a three-way intersection. I was going this way, he was coming from this way, and he was gonna turn this way. And he took like the widest turn ever, and he like almost hit me. So I honked, and he literally got out to fight me. And like, I don't know, I'll say there's something wrong in my mind. I don't register fear, but I was kind of like giggling because I didn't really know what he was saying, but he jumped out, and then like, I don't know, and then he drove by and whatever, and I kind of just went like as one should, I guess. But yeah, I think, yeah, like I said, back to people not knowing how to act or interact with other human beings. I'll say I think we've lost our way, especially in Alberta. But thoughts and prayers, smudging for the sisters of the circle. Oh, hi, Brian Thompson. She's a regular degular schmegula girl from my Facebook channel.
Cool.
You're like, what a great story.
No, I like that story.
Yeah, like I said, some of the stuff I talk about on my channel may or may not be PG-13, but I'm doing my absolute best here to stay within my, I guess, my max level of censorship. So
I
love
think
that.
you're wise to keep people like, it's good to know what's happening in other parts of the alternate universes that are around us.
Yes, and it also like it makes you wonder like what what is going on for these people to think this stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people were sticking magnets to their arm. I may or may not have tried to stick a magnet to my vaccination site, but let's just say it didn't work. And I
No.
felt robbed.
What were magnets supposed to do?
Apparently, people were sticking magnets to their vaccination sites. For the views, I guess.
Find out. Microchip?
Yes, microchip. That's what I said too. Like when I first got it, I was like, my microchip's sore. I can't go to work.
Oh, okay.
My partner keeps calling it his software update.
I was calling it 5Gs. But I still have yet to receive my second 5G shot. But love that for me. Love a vaccinated queen.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was wondering. Hi, everybody. I was wondering if anybody has had their second shot yet. Has anybody had opportunity for that? No?
No, I was saying at work, I don't know, I have a bad habit of talking like really loud. And mind you, there's days at work where they bring us in and it's literally just like a few adults walking around, and like at work my voice carries. When I was talking about not getting a call for the shot, and I was like, oh my God, I feel so robbed of my experience. I was like, and Alberta doesn't care for me because I'm Indigenous. But yeah, it was a vibe, and my boss heard me. But like, yes, I guess I need to learn how to talk with a softer, more supple, dainty voice. But yeah, I have yet to get my second shot. Somebody take the mic away from me.
I am going for my first shot maybe next week. But I had COVID too, so I was like, I don't think there's a big rush for me to get it. I already got it, but I don't know.
Well, you could get it again, though.
Yeah.
Theory.
It's almost time again, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone curious? I added my second layer of very dark, it's like a viridian green. And like I said, when I create the structural integrity of any of flowers or floral pieces or works of art, I like to do 2 by 2 when I'm tacking, to 1 by 1, depending on the like the degree of curves I'm putting on the piece. I guess I wouldn't know how else to say it. But when I'm filling out, I do 3 by 3 just because I already did the insurance of, holding everything together with the 2 by 2 stitch. So yeah, you got to cut corners where you can.
What's your favorite thing to bead? Or like, do you have a style that you prefer?
Well, I find right now, I've kind of been acclimating towards the floral queen vibes. But I like to stick within flat stitch. I do get bored of it sometimes, and I may not pivot to lazy stitch. But usually I'll say I try stay in my lane, and I try not beat any Sioux designs because the Sioux may or may not come from me.
Do you create your own designs then, Joseph? Like you
Yes,
said, not to copy or not to steal from other people. So do you invent your own then?
Yes, I hand draw all of my designs myself, and I may or may not overstep my rights and overuse our work printer and all of the paper that they supply at work. Don't tell HR, but yeah. I like to keep I guess a master copy of all my templates, just so I can go back and in case I want to recreate something, which I usually do, because some things may or may not hit or miss, but the ones that do, you make sure you have a master copy to copy. If that makes sense. Sorry, especially when I start talking fast, I feel like sometimes I stroke out or something.
And then when you're done, do you rip out the background, like the pattern? Like, how do you get rid of the pattern paper?
Well, the pattern paper I like to do on white printing paper, so I don't really have to go back in and rip it out because the felt I'm beading on is already white and it will be covered up by my edging.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm just new to
So-
beading, so I have questions as I'm trying to create things.
So all the paper, you can't really see it. It's there, but you can't see it.
I
But
gotcha.
I put on my zipper stitch, and this is zipper stitch, guys. I do have a video on my channel, and this may or may not be on a fabric in the future. You guys are the only people I told, so don't tell anybody. But yeah. That's zipper stitch. And always stay hydrated with coffee and tea. Oh, I'm adding another Viridian green. Sorry, I'm blending. So as you can see here, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades of green. I'm currently on my third. So how many sessions have you guys been in today?
Too many.
Too many? You're like, this is where we're gonna purge all of the negativity that we picked up that we may or may not have picked up in previous sessions.
I caught the end of the mental health session with Colby Tatufis, and I don't know if anyone else caught that one, but it was after the one I was presenting in, and it was running long, and it was really good. I wish that I caught the whole thing for that one.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
He was like drawing while he was talking and stuff, and just like I really enjoyed the like 15 minutes that I got to see, but yeah, that was a really, really good one. I wish I saw the rest of that.
Did you guys encounter any other of us Albertans?
I don't know.
Did anyone identify as a Musco cheese baddie, or am I the only one?
I think you're the only one.
I know people ask, they're like, where are you from? There's a lot that went into my upbringing, so I can literally identify as a Sweetgrass Townside baddie, a Louis Bull baddie, a Musco cheese baddie, and a Pigeon Lake baddie.
Joseph, are you guys like in lockdown, or like have you guys had gates up?
On the reserves that my people may or may not be inviting me to. Well, since I quit smoking, I really have no, I guess, motive to go to the reserves. Last time I went was for my sister's birthday, which was like, I think, well, I know when my sister's birthday was. It was last month. I knew that. But yes, they are gated up. So love that for them. But yes, we are currently in lockdown. We did shut down for a couple weeks all of our schools, so I may or may not have been marinating at home, as most of us are. But it's a vibe. I'm getting other work done, so I'm not at home doing nothing. I'll say I'm making bank. I'm making money moves.
What's your like favorite pandemic hobby? I feel like that's a good question for everyone. What pandemic hobbies have you dropped? Both. Let's do a round.
I don't think this would be a hobby.
No, I would say not.
Yeah, I think this would be more like of a second job. I'll say she's also like, since the pandemic started, I kind of trickle in and out of psychic readings. I have this thing called Psychic Sunday I have on my personal Facebook profile. And they're very funny. They're very I'll say I have a lot of information on them. but they may or may not be PG-13. So watch at your own risk. And if you want, I'll say if you want any Oda Mae Brown answers, then they may or may not come out in a way that you would expect them to come out. But I think card reading, I guess, would kind of be one, because it is fun for me. Even beadwork via Facebook Live is fun, but I feel like because I make money off of it, it's not a hobby. I don't know if I have hobbies. I'm kind of like basic. I literally just stay home and watch Netflix and bead. Sometimes I sing. Sometimes I get assaulted. But yeah, I'll say there's a lot that goes into a person's multifaceted pandemic lifestyle. But I don't know. I don't think I have hobbies. I'm not that girl. I'm not that gay. Why? What do you guys do? Did someone take the mic away from me?
We've been just working.
Right?
For like months.
I had a thought today. I was like, wow, what am I gonna do when this gathering's over? What do I like to do?
Who am I?
Yeah. I used to paint a lot, and then with COVID last year, I started painting again, which was really fun. But then after, I guess, the second lockdown, in the middle of it, like January, I banned myself from painting because that's literally all I was doing was painting, like every night, which was fine, but it was becoming too much. So then I banned myself from painting.
I spent too much time cooking, and then one, I gained a lot of weight, and two, it was eating into like when school came. So I got laid off and then had more time to cook. Then I got a job and then I got school, and then it would eat into my time, like actually doing important things. So then I was like forced myself to not cook as much, but that was it. And then otherwise just taking naps more often.
Love a cooking queen. I don't think I've cooked a meal. Probably, I am awful. Do not be me. I probably kept skip the dishes drivers employed, like literally all of the pandemic. Literally, like, yeah, it was awful. I'd get something on skip the dishes at least twice a day. But yeah, don't be me. And but yeah, I think I need to start cooking home cooked meals again. Literally, I did go live a couple times making supper. I made traditional Native American hamburger hangover soup, which is a traditional staple. If you've never had it, you should. And I made Native American hamburger helper, which is literally just kitty and a hamburger.
Oh, that's so good though. Good.
But that was literally like twice.
Francesca, what's your favorite recipe that you've made?
I'm a big pasta fan. I'll probably eat it like 5 times a week. So lasagna, and then I say that and have the audacity to have like a sheet of Domino's coupons right next to me.
I think I'm gonna get Domino's after this. I'm like, payday, turn up.
I can give you codes, but I don't know if they work across provinces.
Yeah, I don't really eat Domino's anyways. I'll say last time I had an altercation there. I don't know what it, I think it's a sign when you start getting into it with fast food workers. That's a sign that you need to start staying home and like cooking for yourself. Literally, yeah, literally, it is awful. Don't be me. The A&W later, literally, I think she's on the cusp of slashing my tires. Ooh. Oh. So my needle is shortening. I might as well threaded up now. So when I'm threading or when I knot them up, I like to do a double knot because y'all know we gotta be doing 2 knots in case this stuff falls apart. We are not TikTok beaters who glue down beads.
They do that?
And they do. People were selling, I don't know who that girl was, but there was a whole drama, like literally the beading industry and the beading, like I feel like everybody kind of knows everybody and we know not to overstep boundaries and or patterns or vibes in general. But yeah, I'll say it's a beading is not a get rich quick scheme and it is not easy either. Like literally somebody will come for you for doing something that doesn't belong to your tribe. You know what I mean? Where was I going with this? Oh, TikTok beaters, gluing down beads. Anyways, there's a whole drama about it because y'all know beaters, we like drama. But yeah, some girl was selling beadwork pieces that were glued down and she's like a prominent beater on TikTok. And I was like, girl, bye. I could never. But I like to do a trick. This is something my grandma taught me. Nobody does this. Well, people probably do this. My grandma didn't invent this. But when I'm threading up needles, like I said, you cut corners where you can. I just hold it like a D's. You can see me holding thread underneath the needle and all I do is wrap it for ceremonial times because praise his name and you gotta knot. So love that for me. You save time where you can. I'll say you can apply that to life in general. I'm just kidding. My grandma used to say not to rush things because she'd say, what are you rushing for? But yeah, ain't nobody got no time to be rushing. You will get there when you get there. And I'm going for a silver lined green. I'm not really sure what shade this is, but I know it is lighter than the one I previously put on. Also create blends where you can. Nothing is more awful than beadwork that doesn't blend. You don't want harsh lines. Oh, sorry. This is what I'm putting on. I should have showed you. But I am on my, what is that, 4th color? 5th color. Yes.
Yeah, it's 4th. Okay, it's beautiful.
We are getting somewhere. Literally, like if I was intent on finishing something, I could do something like this within an hour. It just really depends on the pattern you're using and the more, I guess, components there are to your flower. Like literally, I was working on this last night and gritting out the seeds on the berry is like the worst thing ever. It took me like 2 hours. Excuse me. Almost died. But yeah. Somebody give me something to segue into. Like literally, if I needed to talk about something for 2 hours, I probably could. I was very prominent goddess in my English 30-1 class. Yeah.
What's the most like complicated like beadwork project you've done?
Ooh, there's a lot that I'll say there's a whole spectrum of answers I can get into for that because a lot of the things, like I'm used to stuff like this, like where I can just bead off the strand and kind of just throw it on, blend colors in any way I like, but I create order from chaos. But I think, just wait, complicated or hard? I would go for, yeah, those are 2 very different things for me. When I do lazy stitch, like sometimes I do borders for my cousin Bear, and she does really deadly like geometrics. And especially when you're gritting out geometrics, I'll say there's a lot of, you literally have to be like Confucius to mathematically map out all your beads. And it's not a vibe and it's very stressful for me. But that would probably be what I guess stresses me out the most is just geometrics in general. I love flowers. This is kind of like my element, I guess. But this is where I'm like comfortable. Oh, I'm just grabbing some more. And literally, I just grabbed these off the hank. Which is why I don't mess with loose beads. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. Do we have any? Okay, Brian, I see you. Just wait. I had a narrative. But I seem to have forgotten my footing. I'll say I need a shot of coffee. So yeah, somebody asked me something. Before I go down a wormhole of other topics that may or may not be suitable for this Zoom meeting.
Everyone's so quiet. I feel like
I know that's literally what happens on my lives too. Like I find myself just literally like sewing for like 2 minutes because I don't know. I usually get a lot of viewers on there, but sometimes they just like I say on my lives, I'm literally like, what are you guys here for? You just here to watch me breathe. But yeah, I think it's therapeutic for some people too. Like literally, sometimes like before bed, I like to watch ASMR videos from like museums where they're like restoring like old dresses. I saw one, they were restoring Sandy Shaw's dress and she's beading the embroidery on it. And I don't know, it just does something to my mind's eye that I'll say it takes me into spiritual place. It centers me metaphysically and puts me to bed. But it's a vibe, literally. But where was I going with this? Oh, therapeutic. It's therapeutic to watch people bead. Like literally just hearing that sound of like, just, can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I used to hear that a lot as a kid. And I think that's where the connection comes to me, like mentally. And I don't know why, but I like watching them on YouTube before I go to bed. And I am on lime green. I got to remember that this has to be cohesive with another side. And I don't think, there we go, found it. I was going to start panicking. Okay, I'm going in with a lime green.
Okay.
And like I said, it's good to have a long thumbnail to, like, I don't know, I find it's just, I'll say it's my way of, I guess I evolved to bead better. Like there's literally an indent on the side of my thumb that holds the thread perfectly. I was planning on doing like, I guess saving a whole, like, I guess I did say this at the beginning of the live, right? I wanted to do like an itinerary or a narrative for this particular live, but I think I misunderstood the assignment. But like literally with my lives, I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere. And I'll say I flourish in that kind of unstable environment. That sounds awful, but I segue a lot, I guess, and it's entertaining. And I find it most that viewers, when they do watch me, they like it like when I tell a story about like me being humiliated in one form or the other. And literally, like I say on some of my lives, there's nothing juicier than drama that has nothing to do with you. So literally I'll put like little like clickbait in my descriptions of videos. I'm like, I chose violence or something like that. You know what I mean? But there's the art and a science to presenting, and I may or may not have understood the assignment as of yet, but I will get there.
Oh. You're doing great. I came from the beginning and I was so shy, and then I heard everyone talking and I was like, thank goodness. Like I was like, you've sat in too many like dry Zoom meetings for over a year now that it's like whenever people have great energy, it's so much better.
Yeah. Well, I know exactly what you mean because some of my lives, well, for work specifically, I hope HR is not watching this or somebody, there's a spy from HR in this live. The calls are coming from inside the house. Anyways, I know exactly what you mean. Like some of the lies, like I want to chime in sometimes, but I feel like we as a staff like to keep things short and sweet. So I feel like when I get I'm just have one of those. I'm just have, do you hear me? I'm already stroking out. I have one of those personalities where I can easily get people off topic and we'll literally like be over here when we're supposed to be in one area. So I'm learning to not do that just to keep our lives like shorter. So our boss doesn't black out on us and dock us a day's pay. But yeah.
Sounds like Steph.
I'm not sure which one it was. He made a comment where he's like, it's the first time I've done something where it actually ended on time. I was like, that sounds about right.
Do you guys work, or are you guys like sisters of the circle of students?
There's 4 of us here that work together currently. We're all working on the same projects.
Okay, and can you guys tell me about that? I'll say, because I have opinions. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what's going on, but it'd be great if you guys could illuminate me on the ideas and or social or psychological mindsets you want to end this Zoom meeting with.
We just want to have fun tonight.
I guess that is the vibe, and
yeah,
that counts as a goal in life.
Today was a very long day. I think we all started at about 6 a.m.
Yes, Valine was telling me the exact same thing. She goes, I don't know, we'll see how, because I was asking, is it going to be for 1 hour? Because I was like really nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I'll say I'm a train wreck. Anyways, she was saying that we'd see how long it would go because a lot of you guys have been doing like it's been a long day. Mama's had a hard day is the vibe. But before you guys got to tell me what you guys like do.
Okay. Well,
I'm like, tell me right now.
Start and I'll name someone. Okay, yeah, I'm Emily. I'm the communications coordinator for the project. I guess we all kind of do a million things, but Val and I have been working really hard on the conference together. So that's been really awesome. That's been like my main focus lately. And then I also work on like a mapping project that we have. So we like myself and this other gal, Victoria, have been like mapping COVID cases across Canada and First Nations and Indigenous communities. And then I also make a bunch of like resource graphics and like do our social media stuff. So like, yeah, infographics and stuff that like, I guess, yeah, like sharing like COVID information in a way that's a little more like culturally relevant. Because a lot of that information really isn't. So yeah, that's
okay,
what
I'll say good evening, distinguished panel of judges, and for those of you who don't identify as that. So you guys are basically just mapping out COVID cases. Like I'll say, who do you work for? Who sent you? But
so we all work on like the same organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's a project? What are you guys like? What are you trying to do other than secure world peace?
There's a bunch of like smaller projects that culminate like what our organization does, but I guess like the ultimate goal is to like work with First Nations communities to find like, I guess like to find solutions maybe, but also to like work on ways together to like help find resources and stuff through the pandemic. So like we have an app project that a bunch of communities have picked up as well, and so like they've been using that to like track their community health and stuff, and like that's one of the projects we have. So yeah, I guess like providing people with resources in ways that we can help communities, and then the communities kind of like guide and direct us on where the projects should be going. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys are I'll say, but what's the project called? I'll like you mean
That's the second word with Waywin, but I can't say the first one.
Kana Wain Dida?
Oh,
It's Ojibwe, isn't it?
Yeah, that one's the conference.
Okay.
That one's the one that means caring for each other.
Yeah.
Looking after each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Cree, that would translate to the Kana Wain Manan. They're basically saying to, like, keep me. You're saying that. Like, it's a, you know, just wait. I'm not the best with Y dialect, but I have been, I'll say I may or may not have dabbled in Anishinaabe culture once or twice before. But yeah, I think that would be our, how you say, Cree equivalent word would be Kana Wain Nan. Kana Wain Dida. Kana Wain Dida. So your guys' is just called Kana Wain? No?
That's
just...
the gathering that you're
oh
at. The project name, I can't say the first word. I don't know if anyone else can. It's like Kitimac with Waywin. I always butcher it.
Just wait.
Kitimac with Waywin.
Oh, that's TH dialect.
Yes. I'm Y dialect, so I can't really.
We have people from different parts of Manitoba that work with us, and so some of them different dialects. So when people name the projects, it comes from different directions.
Okay, so that would be Cree, not Ojibwe.
Yes,
I think that would be Swampy Cree. No, Swampy Cree's N dialect.
Yeah,
Woodland
the
dialect?
TH is
Bush Cree.
Woodland.
I think that'd be Bush Cree.
Crap.
I don't know. I'm not a language expert. I'm just here to be.
Here's Ramona when you need her. We need Ramona.
I think it's like it means
Rocky Cree.
Maybe it's the Rocky Cree.
That's what Rebecca said in the chat there. Rocky Cree.
Yeah, I think it's Rocky Cree.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're all from University of Manitoba.
Ooh, I'll say university presenter.
Yes, you can do that.
I know when Valine first asked me, I was like, what am I going to talk about? Like, I'm used to, I guess, I'll say uncensored, unscripted, stuff like that. And I was like, what am I going to, you know what I mean? It's just, I'll say this is a weird place for me.
We're good with uncensored and unscripted. You just cut loose.
No, nobody. They'll dock me a day's pay. I'll say. No, I'm waiting for them to
probably
send
pay you more. Yeah.
So there I was minding my own Indian affairs.
Yeah. No, the person we work with. Well, we work with three, like Steph. And then Merle and Ramona, they apply for all these grants, and then they get all these grants, and then we have to make the grants happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's Becky over up there. Wave your hand, Becky. Yeah, she works with us too. So there's 5 of us now.
Merle's down here too, it looks like.
Is she?
Yeah, I saw her picture pop up.
Oh yeah, there's Merle. She's over there. Yeah, so there's 6 of us now. And so we work on all these different projects. So this conference is one of the projects. And then the digital app that Emily was talking about is kind of cool because it's an app that we designed, and it was originally designed, or we didn't design it. We got a designer to design it. An app designer person designed it. Anyway, and it's supposed to be it's to be used. We wanted it to be used in communities to collect data so that they could plan out their pandemic approaches as they went. And so the questionnaires that are in the app that you can download on Apple and on Google Play on your phone, it's in my phone somewhere here. It's COVID-19 Indigenous app. You can actually change all the questions. Like if a community is using it, they can collect data from all their members on COVID if they want, but they can also change it. And like one of the communities we're working with wants to collect data on language use in their community so they can plan their school curriculum and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But the one problem we've had, of course, is every time there's a lockdown, nobody can go anywhere, and we can't get, it's really hard to kind of get moving on it in some ways. But we've been, we've been meeting with a lot of different communities virtually and starting to figure out how to make it happen, even if we're not there. And then we don't get the data unless a community signs off and wants us to look at it. So it's focused as much as we can possibly make it on data sovereignty for communities and the people that use it. And so we expect it'll be around for a few years anyway, and then people can just use it to collect whatever they need to know about to make a plan for school or for health or for whatever. So that's another project. And then we have another whole big grant that's working on Manitoba Hydro and the impact on communities, mostly in Manitoba, but also internationally. And one of our people who's not here has been developing the international project on that. So that one's pretty activist based. There's a whole bunch of social activists that work with us, and that one has done some work for several years now on in the northern communities, especially.
Yeah.
With hydro.
I know I have friends, like I said, I have friends from Norway House, and one of them posted their Manitoba hydro bill, and I was like, girl, bye. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
That is expensive up there, boy.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
I'll say they just like to take money from their people.
They do. So we need non-serious things to do during the evenings. Like this is great because everything we've been doing and all the workshops we've been listening to today have been really great, but they're also.
So how many of you have been personally victimized by Manitoba Hydro?
Not, less so in Winnipeg, maybe, but we're getting the benefit of it. But we've been learning a lot about connectivity in communities and trying to get. So we put together these little connectivity packs. So when people go out to do their research with this app, they've got like a little router with, the little rabbit ear router thingies.
Yes.
Yeah, those things. And a tablet and laptop, and then another thing, a generator. I had to run around and find portable generators. What I discovered.
Realness, love that for you. Oh my God, there's nothing more humbling than not having power or plumbing. It is, I'll say it's a very illuminating experience, and I encourage you all to immerse yourselves in the Native American tranquility of the bush. But yes, it is a vibe.
Yeah. Well, generators are seasonal. So stores don't have them. In Winnipeg, they're seasonal. So stores don't actually carry them in the winter. Yeah. It was really, I had to order them. Go figure. I had to order them from the States. And this one company would only sell me 2 at a time. So that I wouldn't start a grow op, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hey, that's a good hobby to take up for quarantine.
Yeah. No kidding.
I encourage you all to try. I do have like a green thumb, but I feel like as of late, they don't really like the city water. Like I said, I was born and bred in the res, Townside Batty, Pigeon Lake, Goddess. But our water, like on the reserve, is not a vibe. Like literally, our running tap water would look like tea, but it was still good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there may or may not have been fecal matter with it, but like my skin is still glowing, so I think it did me some good. And yeah, I don't know, my plants were used to townside water, I guess, and then moving into the city, the I guess all the fluoride or whatever they put in the water there just disintegrated them, but we're making do. Okay, I put on the orange now. I feel like that took longer than it should have. That took me a whole hour to do a leaf. You guys are distracting me. But yes, I started on the orange and I'm currently using a size 10 luster bead. Like, yeah, the lighting in here isn't the best, but it's there.
Okay. Yeah, we can see it.
And I'm not sure about Valine's itinerary, but she can just say, cut the cameras and we can dip out. But it's all up to her. I'll say she's paying me, so I'm on her on her clock.
Kim's the one that's in control of the money, actually.
Okay. Who's that? I'll say I'm gonna add her on Facebook right now. I'll be writing on her wall. You said you were gonna pay me on family allowance day.
Every month.
Yes.
So they just brought me in for the conference. So they told me to find like some awesome people to be part of the conference, and that's what I've been doing.
Oh,
yeah.
she did. She delivered.
I'll say I identify as awesome.
I was like, trust me, he's the best.
Well, I do like with this setting, I guess it is, I'll say it's a nice change of attitude for you guys in your long, hard days of trekking through Manitoba universities. But I'll say I'm not in my element right now, but I'm doing my best.
We're one of the alternate universes that you dabble in from time
Yes.
to time.
I'm like, okay, I have to try to keep it PG-13 there. But yeah, on my lives, I may or may not go off subject. Yeah, we do more than just beading on my channel.
Yeah.
Okay, I need more. Also, it pays to try have some sense of organization. I know when you guys watch my lives, I'm not the most organized person, but I am trying. I'm trying to keep everything in one place just so I know where everything is, and I'm out of that orange, so I'm grabbing more of it. But I have, just wait, how many pellets do I have here? I have 6 beading pellets. And it's good to have a selection. Ooh!
Becky, is that you or is that oh, that's you. It looked like a picture of you for a while. You were so still.
Oh, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I froze.
No, there's Becky. Yeah, there's Becky. Yeah.
No, I like almost fell asleep putting Ivy to sleep. So I'm kind of half awake now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Becky works with us too. Did Merle go away? Yeah, it looks like Merle went away.
Yeah, I think she left.
Yeah.
How many sessions did you guys like have today? How many were like, what was, I didn't want to overwhelm myself and like try log on to any sessions because I did register and like literally today, probably like 10 minutes before I got on here, I was like literally brushing my hair and like putting everything up, putting everything where it was supposed to be. And it may or may not have been chaotic in here before I popped on. But yeah, I was curious to see how many sessions there were available to you Sisters of the Circle for the Kana Wain Dida conference.
We sound really good when you say it like that.
Well, you gotta, especially when speaking any Indigenous language, I feel personally that you have to have some sense of, you need to embody like a, like an old lady, I guess. It gives you some sense of, like, It helps with your pronunciation and your phonetics better, I find.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we had a lot of stuff. We had the Riel, who's not here, and Adam, who's the A on the screen there. There are tech people from Planters Plus, and they've done a phenomenal job keeping us organized. But Riel said it was the most ambitious program that they had ever worked on.
Yeah,
which I think was a kind way of saying that we went a little over the top.
We were all in an uproar.
Yeah.
How to say I'm stressed out and polite.
But we, I forget how many we had. The one thing I did notice is that we had some folks from Central America, I think, or South America. Where were those people from, Emily? Was this afternoon?
Were they attendees?
No, it was a workshop. It was one of the breakouts.
I think there was one from the Dominican Republic at one point.
The Quechua midwives, that one.
I'm not sure where they were from. I think Central or South America, though.
Yeah.
That one was from.
They had the best connectivity of any of us. Their thing was flawless. I couldn't figure that out.
Well, that's like the dean of the environment faculty was saying where he's from, I don't know, he's from somewhere in Europe, but he was saying in the middle of nowhere in Russia even, they have good internet. And he was like, I don't understand why people who live in northern Manitoba can't have good internet. And I was like,
yeah, those people are privileged. They need to spend some time in Norway House and or Muscatchees. I don't know, you'd think Muscatchees would have good internet because it's such a big reserve, but no, man. Yeah. When you get a call out there, you're better off sending Morse code. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to Phyllis on the phone today, and she was trying to download Zoom, and she's in Nelson House, and she was like, "Yeah, we just got high-speed internet in December, but it took half an hour to download." So we were just talking while it was downloading, but I was like, "Oh, that's so high speed."
There's nothing more humbling than trying to download a big file on the reserve. Literally, I remember because I may or may not be a PC game nerd. I like to play StarCraft and World of Warcraft in my free time. So I remember living on the reserve and downloading files, new game patches, and it'd take 3 days. It was a very humbling experience, but I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So when you can apply for fast internet wherever you are, because I'll say it's a blessing. Oh. Also, if you're not stabbing yourself constantly with the needle, then you're not beading right.
There have to be blood stains under the bead.
Literally, that has happened before. My cuticles are very awful. As you can see right there, because that's the one I bead with. My thumb, usually, I think there's a split there because that's where I push the needle with.
Yeah.
And then on the top is a little bit chewed up, but vitamin E gel nail oil made by what is her name? She does nails. Simply Nailogical. I learned how to make those gel pens, but they're a vibe. They work wonders. I'm already stroking out, and I've only been live for, I'll say 10 minutes. Just wait. I need a shot.
Okay.
Okay, that was not the most spectacular coffee, but it'll have to do. I probably drink. I am awful for the environment. I probably drink literally 3 teas and 2 coffees a day and reusable cups. Somebody take her card away. I'm like, somebody asked me something. Ow. I'm cramping. I wonder what. Oh, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Betty. I'm your Bay now. You see me?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Hi. So I'm an interdisciplinary artist. I'm originally from far northern Manitoba. So my mom is from South Indian Lake. And I'm not a beader, but I am interested in stitching and do a lot of community work. But one of the things I find is that they don't even know how to thread a needle or where to knot it. Do you run into some of that with your teaching?
Well, people in general don't know how to do a lot of things. I'll say it just takes a little, they just need some guidance. People know, they just choose to not know. You know what I mean? And it really depends on who you're working with, especially like I find when I do work with some of my siblings, when I do try to teach them how to do things, and they're like, well, what does that mean, Bob? And I'm like this right here, like it gets to that point, but I think just some people just need that extra nudge, because I don't like I said earlier, some people don't really understand the assignment. So it doesn't take much for, like, I find, like, because I work in education, I'm used to, I guess, describing things in 20 different ways, because I encounter that a lot with the kids I work with, right? And I just apply that ideology and or mindset to my, I guess, everyday doings on live. But not too many people come to my channel specifically for beading. Sometimes they just like to hear me purge my negative emotions or spill the tea. But
that's why I'm here.
And I'm missing my next shade of orange. Okay, there we go. But yes, it just, yeah, it really depends on who you're teaching. Just, okay, just wait, this is upsetting me. There we go. Nope, I thought I could have managed it with my thumb. There we go. But yeah, just really read the room, change the pace, and or change the setting. Would be my suggestion.
Well, what I find is people, some people just don't have the commitment for the long haul of the whatever they're learning, and they get frustrated when they can't immediately learn it. So yeah, but I think it's so good, because even if you know a few simple stitches, you can start to do other things like repair your clothes and, you know.
Well, there's do not watch, what are those? They have sewing hack videos that may or may not work, but a few of them are like helpful, and I feel like they help me in general. But like the way I was taught to sew, I may or may not have hand sewed a few things in my day and age. My grandma would teach me a certain way, and then when I like see these other ways of stitching things, I'm like, why would you put yourself through that? You know what I mean? Like there's cut corners where you can, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Just wait, where was I going with this?
Well, going for the long haul, like, you know, beading takes so much, it's a practice. The arts are a practice, right? So you don't learn it by doing 1 or 2 sessions. You have to keep working on it. So yeah, it's not really a question. I guess it's more like an observation.
Yeah. I think you got to do what works for you, right? Because everybody has their own different, I guess, not necessarily a trademark, but they have their own ways of doing things. Like when I do flowers, I kind of, how would I describe that? When I do flowers, when it has a cohesive like look on it, I like to stitch my beads in a way where an onlooker, like to the naked eye, somebody wouldn't really know where I started or stopped. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I find like with my own work and my old work, I could like see where I started. I don't know if that's just a me thing or if I'm just a crazy person, but I like to, I guess, hide my seams to achieve seamlessness.
Mm-hmm. Well, another thing I think of is like my grandmother, my relatives, like they would like how precious equipment was, like the needle and your threads and your beads, and that even light, like you would be beading by daylight or candlelight after doing all this work.
I 10 out of 10. You need good lighting for beading. I did do the candlelight thing once in my life. Like I said, 10 out of 10 would not recommend. It is it's really straining on the eyes, I think, because growing up before I started beading, I had 20/20 vision, and as you can see now, I got some 80s glasses going on. But literally, it's straining on the eyes. So always do it in a setting like preferably during the day where you can let the sun in and, you know, cleanse your home, bring light in your life, and or just have a well-lit room. But yeah, you need some good lighting going on. But I find when you are going back to your subject of I guess taking care of like your craft stuff, I do that. My grandma taught me very well how to bead, and she'd always say, don't spill your beads, blah, blah, blah. Put everything away at night. Otherwise, the Mimigwesi suck will come and steal your beads and or mess things up and make life hard for you. But as an adult now, I find I'm like, for those of you who know my beadwork channel, I know that I have I like to call it a bead ball. It is literally just years of neglect of finished projects. Like when I'm done with the beads like this, I kind of just throw them into a bin, and it has accumulated to 24 pounds of madness. But yeah, I just feel like as an adult, I kind of got less careful with my supplies, I guess. Like I'm trying now. I'm putting in effort, but yeah, sometimes when I dig around in there, I may or may not be stabbing myself with 10-year-old needles, and I may or may not need a tetanus shot after, but it's a vibe. So yes, like you were saying, take care of your supplies and what you're using.
Thanks.
So yeah.
And leave some candies by your bead ball.
Your candies. We used to use marbles.
They like them too?
Yes.
Yeah. Or pennies. I think they like little shiny things. Pennies. And
Going off subject here, I may or may not have dabbled in marijuana in my younger days. When I at my old house, like on the reserve, we used to have a big house, and I'd stay in the basement underneath my gukum's room. And I may or may not have seen little people, and I don't think I was high on drugs at the time. I'm pretty sure I saw little people, and it was a very scary experience. Like literally, I was like trying to, because my grandma growing up would say like, if you see them, just yell at them so they don't bug you or whatever. And I remember like trying to yell, but nothing would come out of my mouth. And I should start doing scary stories again on my channel, because I have done them before, and they may or may not be illuminating, and they may or may not want you, well, I guess prompt you to smudge before you go to bed, because I don't know, I'm that person who likes to feel fear for my soul. But has anyone ever been like, have you ever been immersed in like, I'll say anything paranormal or I guess spiritual?
yeah.
Tell me. Like, just wait, what is a specific question? Does anyone know where La Ronge is?
Yeah, in Saskatchewan there.
Has anyone ever been there? No. Okay, Valian's been to La Ronge. Anyways, there's this, there's a conference. I guess it's not necessarily a conference. It's more of a cultural camp, but a lot of witches and or healers, and there's not even really a traditional name for them, but I think there probably is, but I never knew one growing up. But they have them there, and yeah, it's a vibe. You should go. But yeah, I'll say find peace where you can, and stay healthy physically and or spiritually.
Yeah, it's good to attend to all those little parts.
Yes, there's a lot that goes into wellness.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm 25. Back in my day, we didn't have a thing called wellness. It was called not dying. Remember when before wellness was a thing? Like I live on the res, like I lived on the res. Literally, we'd step on nails. We didn't know what tetanus was, but I didn't die.
Yeah.
Before self-care.
Yes. Before self-care, we had not dying. Okay, I'm just moving on to the orange section now, guys. Sorry. I'm beating as fast as I can.
I'm gonna go, but thank you so much, Joseph. So
See
nice
you.
to meet you.
That Francesca. Ciao later, Francesca. I go live a lot on Facebook, so yeah.
I'll definitely
Come and create some
watching
drama
live.
prompts. It is a vibe.
I will definitely be watching your lives. I really enjoyed this, and I definitely scoped out some of them before and was like, "Oh, this is fun." Yeah. Shout out to Al for getting me to come join us. I'm very glad. This was a really nice end to my day.
Yes, Queen, love that for you. Like I said, self-care and or wellness plays a vital role in all of our developing psyches.
As we deal with a cracked world.
Yes.
Bye.
Also,
See you all
it's
later.
good to remember how to interact with people. Ciao later. Okay, now what, Valine? I'll say I'm turning this movie off.
How long do you want to stay on?
It doesn't.
It's up to all of us, I guess.
Well, it's up to Adam, who's been up since like
Adam, are
God
you
knows.
tired?
Did you go to bed last night, Adam? We're not even sure.
I'm here as long as you want to be here. So take your time.
Like, I'll say I'm not keeping you here. That you guys aren't being coerced sitting here and watching you ramble. But I'll say if you want to dip out, make your peace right now, or yeah. Because yeah, I'm here as long as y'all need me to be. Because the difference between Zooms and my lives is my lives cut me off at 2 hours, and with Zoom I can probably talk all night. So you guys need to stop me when I need to be stopped, okay?
I have another question. Like, who are some of the contemporary beaders that you like?
Okay, I have a lot of those. So in florals specifically, a lot of my inspirations would come from people like my cousin, so Joseph Roan, and my cousin Bear Roan, like contemporary beaters. I guess, just wait, how would I put that? I guess everything is kind of contemporary now.
Yeah.
Because everybody kind of does everything and designs are overlapping with each other. But just wait. Osa, Bear, I like Elias, Not Afraid. There's this one lady I follow. She's relatively new. Fragua, I think her last name is, on Instagram. And Sean Snyder beats some fabulous florals. There's this lady, she's from Quebec. What's her name? She does fabric. Gustafson. What's her first name?
Sharon?
Yes. She is the goddess of her work. Who else does fabulous? I mostly just, yeah, everybody kind of, I feel like everybody does their own stuff. Like they do beadwork, but they do it well in their own right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody has something to add to the genre of beadwork. Or Amigas which is and dialect for beadwork. Ooh, and dialect queen. Just what I'm trying to think. There's a lot of beaters that I like. I love their work. You know what I mean? Oh, what's her name? I just got earrings from her recently. I got some fabulous earrings. They're in my jewelry box. What's her name again? Tiffany Poke. She does fabulous earrings. Also, Kendarina Redhouse does some very fabulous and seamless ropes.
What was her name? Kendarina?
Yeah.
Do you like Dickinson's designs?
What's that?
Dickinson's designs.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
She's from like up north.
What's her name?
Dickinson Designs. She was the one who was beading like the headbands. You don't know her? Oh, she's awesome. You gotta check her out.
I will
She's
look
on
for her on
Instagram.
IG.
Okay.
There's a lot of beaters who do, yeah. I'm like, I'm not the only one. But I like to think I am a staple of the floral queen industry. Like, I do florals and I do them well. And I can confidently say that. Like, I wanted to be known for florals, but I think most people, when they think of me, they think of the strawberries I make. But like, everybody does strawberries, but I don't want to be a strawberry queen. I made a really fabulous set for a lady in Saskatoon. Like all strawberries. Her name was Kim McKay, I think. Was she from Saskatchewan? Yes, she was from Saskatoon. But it's gone now. I'd show you. But I like to try to keep all of the pieces I make on my personal, well, not on my personal, on my beadwork page and on my Instagram at Joseph _Hatsumomo_. But I like to try keep track of things just to make sure I don't recreate things twice, because y'all know I have a goldfish span memory. And sometimes I need a little bit reminding of things I may or may not have done. I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I'll say I think a lot. So sometimes I have to like write down little reminders to myself. It is awful. But yeah, I'll say I'm getting at that age. I'm 25 now, so I need to start putting post-its all over my room.
So what's your Instagram handle?
Joseph _Hatsumomo _.
Okay.
I gotta rebrand myself.
Hudson. Joseph _Hudson.
No, Hatsumomo, HATSUMOMO, like the antagonist from Memoirs of a Geisha. I'll say who is one of my idols growing up, her and Gone Girl.
I found it. Your favorite Nativian goddess, Queen of the
Yes.
Creed. There we go. I'm following you.
But I did post that strawberry set on there. It should be there somewhere. Oh. So is everybody just going to bed after this, or what do you guys got planned for this evening? Are you guys an hour ahead there, or like what's going on?
Yeah, I'm an hour behind in Thunder Bay.
Okay. No, you'd be, just wait. You would be ahead.
You're an hour, I'm an hour ahead. Yeah, you're right. I don't even know what I am.
It's 20 minutes to 10 in Winnipeg.
20 minutes.
Yeah, so it's 20 to 11.
Okay, it's 8:40 here. Ooh.
Yeah, all of them are probably so tired. And like they describe the project as what it is, but they do everything. I'm not even kidding. I'm not joking. Like they just do everything. I was like, I'm just a volunteer, or like I'm just a student, and then I literally like went to the first Zoom meeting and I was like, I swear they have like some sort of superpower because I can't do this.
Yeah. I don't know. Like my boss at work, she works 2 jobs, and like her job at our work is like, it's a lot. Like literally she has to take home assignments where she's working at home on one thing, and then I don't know. Some people just have the capacities to do a lot, I guess. I could never though. Like doing my laundry is a big job for me.
Same.
Not necessarily doing my laundry, but folding my laundry. Is
Yes, I have a bucket that came out of the washer into the dryer like 3 weeks ago, and I say I'm gonna fold it when I have free time, and it's been sitting there for 3 weeks.
I resonate with that statement spiritually, and it is, yeah, it's a vibe. I don't know. I think it's as a developing adult, I still have an excuse to not fold my laundry, but like until I'm married with children, I'm not folding my laundry. So that is my prerogative, and I may or may not stick to this. But yeah, you're like, folded laundry is a human right.
Yeah.
When you say may or may not really fast, it sounds like you're the mayor of something somewhere called may not. May or may not.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be a good politician.
Oh, totally. Totally. We'd vote for you. Yeah. So
I noticed I have like a weird
question about laundry.
pattern.
So I live with my son right now. We're in a 1-bedroom apartment because of COVID, because he was going to move out and didn't. He's like 33.
Mm-hmm.
So we sort of accidentally ended up together during COVID, and he likes chaos and I like order, sort of. And sometimes he lets me fold his laundry. Like, I find it very relaxing to take a messy pile and make it tidy. So,
like whatever gets you through the quarantine.
No kidding.
See, that's a hobby, folding laundry.
Like, if you guys email me your address, I'll just put your laundry outside and I'll come and fold it.
What did she say on Hairspray? That's pretty pricey for a pair of petty pants.
Oh my god, that's such a huge comparison, where if there's like a pair of jeans in that box where I plan on wearing them tomorrow, and I will just fold that pair and leave the rest in the basket.
Well, I have some stuff folded. Let's just make that clear. I'd like to declare that right now, that some of my laundry is folded. I like to keep my dress shirts tidy. Like I hang them up. I don't kind of like, I keep care of things where needed, I guess. Yeah. I apply myself to situations that I guess have higher needs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you hang up the stuff that isn't going to get, like, it would not unwrinkle really fast. But t-shirts, if you put them on, your body heat kind of unwrinkles them pretty quick. So they don't need to be really folded.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also come from, my mother used to iron everything, like underwear, sheets, that generation that ironed virtually every stitch of laundry in the house with an actual ironing board and an iron.
Yeah.
I know people, like, you know, at the beginning of New Year's, people like declare their New Year's resolutions, and they're like, oh, I'm going to eat better, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to, like, big things. And then mine is like simple things like folding my laundry, or you know what I mean, making my bed. Stuff like that is, yeah. I'm like, I don't think we're the same. It is awful to think that I'll say that's what my life has come to.
Well, my son he had a really good idea. Like, for his New Year's resolution I always wanted him to teach me how to play chess. So his New Year's resolution was he would play a game of chess with me to show me how. And then we did it one day, and his New Year's resolution was accomplished. It was, I have never played chess since because I'm not a strategy. I don't do that kind of strategy stuff very well, but that was great. I thought that was so practical, like such a good way to do New Year's. Like you accomplish it, it's simple,
Yeah.
and it's over with, and then you're not plagued by it all year with a sense of failure.
I quit smoking for New Year's, which was a journey that may or may not have gotten me into more altercations in the outside world than there probably needed to be, but I have progressed spiritually. I have achieved a higher frequency, and it's a vibe. 10 out of 10 would recommend, but literally, yeah, let's just say there may or may not, there could have been a few, I'm not even gonna say it. Let's not go there, but
cigarette sneak attacks.
Yes,
the headlines of people being mugged.
He got me out of trouble. But it was a vibe. So yeah, don't smoke.
So my house is changed completely around for this, like for the conference. Like my living room is in my kitchen and my kitchen is in my living room. And just because I needed a wall to hang my curtain on, like my background. and like I'm usually pretty clean. Like I do the dishes, I put the clutter, because I grew up with like my mom is very cluttered, and so like I'm like the kind of person who will throw things away if we don't need them in the house, because like I just don't want clutter. But like my house is a disaster area right now, and my boyfriend was leaving for work and he's like, "Where is everything? I can't find everything." And I was like, "Conference will be done this weekend." Things will be back to normal soon. Yeah. So literally my living room is in my kitchen and my kitchen is in my living room. Chaotic right now.
The dishes are all in the bathtub.
Dishes.
Yep. No, not that bad.
That's from a movie. I forget what movie it was. Was it something with Jack Nicholson in it? Somebody put their dishes in a bathtub and showered them clean.
Oh.
I'm like, I think that was on Hoarders.
Yeah.
Oh, I finished the orange part. I'm just moving on to the top section of this. Just wait, let me tack this down fairly quickly. I find once I get on a roll, my hands are lightning fast. And I'll say when you're beading, as Meryl Streep once said in the movie Julia, when she was portraying, what is her name? The cooking lady, Julia Child. She says, when you're flipping an egg, you need to have conviction. That is literally a vibe. You need to have integrity in your work, and you need to trust in the process. And you need to trust in yourself that you don't like stab yours or somebody else's eyeball out. But I'll say that's the trick to beading. You need to trust in your stitches and trust that everything comes out seamlessly. So I finished the orange part. I'm just moving on to the blue. Also, blue and orange together is a game changer. It's a vibe. Not Oilers, not the way Oilers do it, but the way I do it. Oh yeah, you guys, a lot of you guys are Manitoba. What is the Manitoba?
The Jets.
Jets, yes. Obviously, I didn't have prominent male role models growing up, so I don't really know things about sports. I know at work they had they're having, what is it, a hockey pool or something like that. And
yeah, they do that stuff.
I was like, I guess I'll participate to be part of the staff, even though I don't watch hockey. What am I, the New Jersey? No, Las Vegas Devils or something. I don't know. I'm Las Vegas though. But
the Knights.
Are they doing good? Am I winning?
We're like the Oilers and the Jets are like playing together. I haven't like seen like since the pandemic, like the idea of sports events just kind of like went away.
Yeah.
So I just like I listen to people and I'm like, cool.
Well, every
You
time
know,
those
Just
teams
okay.
get together, they all get down with COVID anyway. Like they just open
Yeah.
up like they give them permission to do something or other.
Mhm.
And then the next thing you hear is they've all got COVID. So like there's no
Yeah. And then there were news of like, okay, there was a time when COVID here, what in this province was not as bad as it is right now. And then there were so many conversations where they were thinking of hosting the entire season here, where they would have all the teams coming here. And we're like, no,
no, stay home.
yeah, sorry, no.
What are your guys' numbers like in Manitoba?
bad right now. They're
What's
going
bad?
up.
Because your definition of bad and Alberta's definition of bad may or may not add up.
Well, if you use actual numbers, it doesn't sound as bad as Alberta, maybe, but when you go for percentages, we're increasing rapidly, and that emergency alert was actually not so much a joke. They just put more restrictions on, so you can only be outside with someone from your own household now, not even with like you can't go for a walk with you can't even have like I don't know what we would have done outside anyway, but and only one person from your household can go into a store shopping.
Oh yeah, my friend from the pod that went to, because like Alberta, we have like 24,000 cases, and our ratio is the highest percentage like amongst our population. I think we were sitting at like 9%, 9 something percent per 100,000 people. And I phoned my friend in the past. She was like, the people are suffering. We can't even buy panties. It was literally the funniest thing I had ever heard. But it's not funny. Stop laughing. The people were suffering, okay. But it was a very funny subject in the moment, because I couldn't believe that you were able to do all this other stuff, but you couldn't buy, I'll say, underwear is a basic human right, and you guys didn't have access to it. It was awful. Sending thoughts and prayers to Manitoba. Y'all have been through it.
Well, we don't have enough. Our hospital beds are full now. There's the emergency. What do they called it? The ICU units or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, they're all full. So apparently we're sending people to Thunder Bay now.
Yeah. Kimberly, are you in Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in Winnipeg. So yeah, we're currently one of the continent's hot spots.
Yeah.
Like different cities at different points or different regions get different flare-ups, but we've got one of the worst increasing and straining of resource areas on the continent apparently right now.
I know ours are kind of going down again, but I think we capped at 21,000 cases back in December, but we have since surpassed that as of the past maybe 4 weeks. I think we got up to like 24,000. That was like our highest ever. But they seem to be going down again, because we're going on lockdown again. Well, we are on lockdown right now, but they seem to be going down, which is fabulous. Stay home.
Where do you live, Joseph?
I live in Leduc, Alberta.
Okay.
That's why I said Alberta's definition of high and yours might not be the same. It is, we don't know how to act here. I'll say when people are given too much, they take advantage. But don't you miss casinos? I miss spending money there. I think I had a problem. And then I kind of segued, or law of conservation of matter, things cannot be created or destroyed. My addiction of casinos went to online bingos. So I started acclimating to those illegal online bingos, and I may or may not have hosted some, so don't tell the gaming people in Alberta, because they will find me. I bought some sequins the other day and I realized that I haven't used sequins in probably like 10 years. And I don't know if I remember how to use them.
Do you use them in your beading?
Yeah, well, the sequins were like a prominent thing a few years ago. If you didn't
Okay.
have a sequin outfit at least once in your life, girl, bye, can't relate. But they were, I guess, a supply that a lot of people, they were easy to, well, not necessarily easy to use because I don't even necessarily think I remember how to use them. But they were a vibe for a time. There's a way you can stitch them on consecutively, like one after another, like literal beadwork, but you have to do it like one sequin at a time. And my cousin used to do like really intricate pieces with them, and they were really stunning. She did an eagle out of sequins,
Wow.
a whole outfit for fancy. It was fabulous. Okay, I'm almost done here. You guys basically sat and watched me make an earring. So, I don't know, what should we segue into now?
I want to see how much you got done.
Just wait, I'm putting on the periwinkle.
Okay.
Oh, you say periwinkle? I know, I was thinking I better try and pick something like, when I was thinking at the beginning of the live, I should pick something a little bit more simpler so I could, I guess, more easily finish it because there's not as much components to this one. I just have this section to fill out now.
Okay.
Literally, this is probably like an hour job, but when I talk and beat at the same time, I tend to not realize my hands are in motion. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
She is not the best at multitasking. Actually, that's a lie. I've had was at multitasking. On Facebook Live, I read comments, bead, and talk all at the same time. It's a vibe. I'll say she needs, oh, I used the wrong color. This is why we don't bead and talk at the same time. Shame. She's canceled. Oh my God. Okay, that was supposed to be a luster. Okay, well, this is a simple fix. All you do is just pull a needle. And then because we use 2 beads, you can more easily, I guess, track where you came from. And it's more easy to take out. And you don't got to cut any threads or anything. So you can just continue where you left off. I should have did a rope. I feel like that would have been faster. Oh my God, what the hell is happening here?
So Joseph, when you do the ropes, do you put the do you do them hollow or do you put them around a cord?
I use a nylon rope.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if I have a tutorial on it, but I've done it via Facebook Live a few times and it literally takes like an hour. It's a really quick, did you hear me have a stroke?
I heard.
A quick process. Ropes are fairly simple to do, but they're not my favorite thing to do. I find them tedious.
I tried, yeah, that was my biggest beading project ever, was making one the old way when you didn't do it with a rope inside. Hard.
I did them on hide before.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, I don't think I'd recommend doing that because they like to shift. Well, the hide likes to twist on its own underneath your work, which is not desirable, but I'll say we make do.
Have you ever made like a hockey? You know how people now make hockey, the
Medallions.
medallion.
Logo? Yes, I have. I probably did the Oilers a couple times. Recently, I did Winnipeg Jets with by Fuglian or whatever his name is. It was imprinted on there. Like I said, I don't know what sports is, but yeah, I did a good job on it. And it was like the indigenous-esque one. They have a pattern. Yeah, I did that one. But I don't really like doing logo designs. I find them boring. I like things that are visually appealing to me, and I'm not necessarily a sports fan, obviously. But I'll say I like to do things I'm passionate about making, if that makes sense. I don't know. I've never had a calling to doing logos, but I have done a lot in my day. I've done, what is the Indian head one? I did that guy. I
The
did,
Chicago Blackhawks.
yes, I
Oh,
did the
yeah.
penguins before. I did the ducks. Are those the same thing? Anyways, I did them.
Might be.
Who else did I do? I did Calgary Flames. Yeah, yes, I've done, the short answer, yes, I've done logos before.
Yeah.
Trying to remember. I did a Boston
Bruins.
Blackhawks. Okay.
Like sports bingo. See how many
yes.
you get.
Yeah, I did them. I'm not saying I knew them. But yes, I've done some logos in my day. Oh, I did a really fabulous floral Yoda, like at the beginning of quarantine. It's very seamless. And I even did Smudge the cat. You know the cat that the lady from the Real Housewives is like, she's screaming and she's pointing and the cat's sitting there. I did that one in fabulous detail. I don't remember who owns it. It lives in Muscatcheese though, that piece. And I did a very fabulous job doing it. I think it is on my Instagram and on my Bieber page. I'm not sure. You'll have to check though. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is, actually. Because I think a lot of people, actually, because my family from Manitoba shared that piece I did, and then a bunch of people from Manitoba started adding me. And then I guess that's how I found myself beating the Winnipeg, Winnebagos.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah. And where do you get your beads from?
I get 99.9% of all of my supplies from Wild West Gallery. The owner is named Perry Bartoshik, and that store is located in Wetaskiwin, Alberta. I believe he does have an Instagram at Wild West Gallery, and he has a page as well. I used to go to this other place out of Muscatcheese, but I feel like their inventory has kind of collapsed. I think a lot of bead supply, well, I don't think, I know that a lot of beads that were available before Corona are no longer, they're getting harder to find. Even things like dentalium shells, those are very scarce now, and they used to be abundant like everywhere.
Do you ever use old beads?
Like ones I found at Indian burial ground? No, I have never. I don't want to get haunted. Thank you. I'm just kidding. No, like vintage beads, I know what you mean. I've just never really found a calling to them. I don't know why, but most of the vintage beads like I find or see come in like size 13s, and I don't have time or any desire to be putting myself through the stress of using those small of beads.
Oh.
I know Elias Not Afraid works a lot with vintage beads. If you guys know who he is very stunning. And he does crow beadwork. Which is the vibe. I'll say I was almost shacked up in Crow Agency. Okay, I'm almost done this. I'm just adding on my satin blue. And pro tip when working with two cuts, use a thicker thread. I tend to like to use size D in the Namo Coats Unbonded brand because it's more durable. And when you're using cut beads, they tend to cut your thread, and that's not why we're in here for that. So use durable thread. Okay, where is that blue? And I even made a mistake. There we go. Okay, I'm not sure what color these are supposed to be. I gotta check in with the lady later, but.
Joseph, do you ever put a odd bead in like they used to do?
Spear beads? No, because the idea of a spear bead is to humble yourself. That's practicing your tapatemuin. It is basically a spiritual construct made for people saying that they didn't create perfection. And I don't know, I just don't really do it because I know that all of my pieces do have like mistakes in them. Like I misstitched something and I have like, I guess I have a really refined sense of my own beadwork where I know that something is not lining up where it's supposed to, and that's enough for me. That is my practice of my, I'll say my humility. But I did finish my earrings, so love that for me.
Beautiful.
These are very size-acious. I'm probably going to use metal banding on these like I do with my. Have you guys ever seen, has anyone seen my dangly earrings? Let me dig in my jewelry box. Don't look at my bed. Okay, this is the vibe that they're gonna be. So I did these ones for myself a few weeks ago. I don't know when I did those, but that's what I mean.
Okay, beautiful.
That's what's gonna be on these. But I need to go get more metal banding. I was gonna wear beaded earrings, but they tend to be heavy, and I knew that I probably wouldn't really last because when I wear beaded earrings on my lives, they usually only go for maybe an hour and a half, and that's like as much time as I really like. I guess I find I can last with big earrings on because, yeah, they can be heavy, and they may or may not give you headaches.
Yeah, I only wore like my big earrings. My sister lent me some earrings. I'll show you. And I could only wear them for like the session I had to do. And then I take them off and then I put them back on.
Yeah. You need to develop some, I guess, stamina for wearing these earrings. But it's a vibe. These are, I'll say there's nothing better than a Native American woman wearing florals.
So tonight or tomorrow or whenever, could you send me a picture of the earrings you were working on, and can we post it onto our Facebook page?
So send it tonight, or can I do it tomorrow? Because I need to get that.
Yeah,
I gotta check if I have that banding first, even. So the thing is going till tomorrow. So you're basically just saying you want to post them, right?
Yeah, we're just thank you for doing the session tonight.
Yeah.
And we have to wrap up now because it's pretty late in Winnipeg, but I still have sunlight here. But thank you for coming on. We really enjoyed it. It's a terrific way to end the day. It was so long.
Yeah, it was such a good work idea, Val. Thank you. Val's done an awesome job of programming the entertainment and the evening stuff for us, as well as some of the other daytime stuff.
So she's facilitating the facilitators.
Yeah. And this has been a great workshop. We just have to do this more often, Val.
I'm sorry, I didn't really have like a table of contents and or a general vision of where this is gonna go, but I did do my best. Like I said, I live life unscripted, unmerited.
It helped us get back into a bit of balance here because we've had scripts and programs and schedules all day long. We're kind of, this was good.
But yes, I did do my best. Thank you all for joining me here with the sisters. I'm having a stroke. Take two. Just wait. Thank you for joining me here with the Sisters of the Circle on via Zoom meeting. I usually just say Moistas Kawapimtin, which means I'll see you later in Crete. But yeah, I think that concludes this live. Valine, do you need me to stay on like longer?
No,
or something?
email.
Are you guys sending me to bed?
So we're sending Adam to bed. The poor guy's up all day.
We need him tomorrow.
Okay, so I can dip out. I'm good. I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good. I didn't step on any toes here.
No.
Yes, it's fabulous to see all of you here. And this was, I'll say, a very illuminating experience. And it was nice to, I guess, acclimate to another frequency via Zoom meeting. Because like I said, I may or may not be PG-13 at all times, but this was a nice change of pace from my normal lives, I guess, if we want to consider it that. But yeah, it's nice to meet you all. Take care of yourselves. And if you guys need any more information on beadwork or in general, you can find me at Hatsumomo Designs on Facebook, where I'm live a lot because I have nothing else going on. But like I said, at the end of the day, we pick and choose our battles and we apply ourselves where we need to be. And we are where we need to be, basically. There's a vision for everyone. Everybody's got someplace to go. And yeah. So take care of yourselves. Ciao later. Bye.